Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank Westlake and Bridge for doing one thing they mentioned in their presentation, and that's lots of listening. And I want to thank you for still staying around tonight and listening to all the comments. You've done a very good job, and it's very clear that you've heard all of the comments from this community. That was evident in your presentation. And we just want you to know how much we appreciate that. And because I know you are listening, I won't repeat any of my colleagues' comments, although I support all of them. And I have just a couple comments and maybe some questions for you. My first comment is how much I appreciate the railroad crossing vision that you have for this project. I was very excited to see how you can get from Alvarado all the way to the BART station. And I know there's a lot of details with that, and it's not an easy thing, but it's exciting to me that is part of the vision for this project. So I want to thank you for listening for that one and for your presentation. I guess I have a question. Will there be a copy of your presentation available on a website or somehow for public viewing? Do you know? You'll be able to have that on a website. If you could get that to the staff so they can let us know what that website would be, that'd be great. It's a very good presentation. I have lots of questions from the community on details, and some of your maps give the details like access to the parking garage and things like that. That's just easier to see in pictures than in words. That will help a lot. I'd like to comment on the issue of the schools, because when the TOD project came to the council over a year ago, it was one of my two main issues. It was children and dogs were the main issues I had at the time, as well as the railroad crossing there. So in regards to the schools' opportunity, I believe this is an opportunity for the schools. There was an issue brought up about developer fees, and that's my second question. Can anyone tell me what the developer fees would be for this project? Has that been determined yet at this time?
It's statutory.
Yeah, but so there should be a number.
Do you know what it is?
Does anyone know what that is?
Would you like to hear from the developer on that?
If they know.
In contact with the school district.
Yeah, it was just raised also.
Does anyone know what that number might be?
Level 1 is $2.69 a square foot.
I'd like the total amount.
Yeah, right. Our understanding is that the fee is $2.97 per gross square foot. Since we don't exactly know what the square footage is, we're not sure, but we're thinking it's about 300,000 square feet, so it'd be about $1 million.
$1 million. Okay, that's the number I wanted to kind of get.
The other thing I would say, I want to just take a minute to cut the school district a little bit of a break here. We had a great meeting with staff. The vice superintendent for facilities and also the project manager in charge of the Measure B outfitting. And we agreed that we would work together to try and get a good handle on the demographics of our property because of the affordable housing, because the demographics might be a little bit different. And about a week ago, we finally pulled our act together, got the demographic information to staff. They're digesting it right now, and we have all agreed that we will continue to work and figure out what's the best way to use the $2.97, and is there something else we can do out of the $24.4 million that might be additional help?
Thank you for that. And that's part of what my thought process is that you brought that up, is because with $1 million of local money, there might be some opportunity for state matching funds. And I think this is an opportunity for us to look at whether it's Prop 1C or Prop 1D funds with that local match. Can we help the school district with this local funding and perhaps some of our existing Prop 1C funds to create local matching funds to get more state money? I'd also like us to work with the school district to provide some land banking opportunities. I think right now we don't have money to build anything, but they really need to start land banking. I'd like to throw out the opportunity site where the fire training center is. It's right next to a residential area, Cherrywood Residence. It's a public location currently. I'd like to see if the school district would start considering that as a possibility for a school site. I don't know if it's large enough. I'm sure there's a lot of issues with it. But as I'm looking at the map, it's actually a site, in the only site in our downtown plan where the affordable housing residents would not have to cross a railroad track to get to. So there's some value there for this particular development and that particular site. So If we could start discussions about utilizing this local funding as matching opportunities for our school district, and whether it's 1C or 1D or seismic funding or whatever that the state might have available, I'd love to work with the school district on that. Okay, moving on to the dogs. I think one of the things that is exciting in this project, there is a lot of landscaping. There are a lot of dogs downtown that need nice landscaped areas to walk, and I want to encourage that for this project. Of course, in the details, there should be maintenance of those landscape facilities. I don't know if it's the responsibility of the city or of the apartment management, but I would like to make sure that there is consideration for where people are going to walk their dogs, how they'll clean up after them, who's responsible for that, those kinds of things. So that's good. My colleague mentioned the opportunity of zip cars being paid for out of homeowners association dues or rental dues. And I'd also like to encourage the purchase of commuter checks, or if they ever do create some kind of TransLink card that works on BART and AC Transit, I would love to see the encouragement and the incentive of transit paid for out of homeowners association dues. Someone commented to me that the only thing better than free transit is prepaid transit in terms of encouraging people to use it. So if we can tell them they're prepaying their transit, I'm certain they would be more inclined to use it. So I would encourage you to look at that when you come to the, whatever the CC&Rs or whatever they're called for rental housing. And then a couple more items. One thing that someone brought up to me today is that the intersection of Parrott Street and San Leandro Boulevard is going to have a lot more traffic, and I know our traffic engineers are looking at that. But right now, to try to get across Parrott, if they were going to be accessing this new parking garage, they're going to cross 3 lanes, and it doesn't seem to be very well coordinated. So I'm assuming someone's looking at possibly putting a light there so that there will be controlled traffic at that intersection. And then finally, I just want to talk about the luxury apartments. When I moved to San Leandro, when I came back from college, I looked for a luxury apartment in San Leandro because I wanted to move somewhere nice with my sister. And I found an okay apartment on Dolores Street. It was downtown. I wanted to be near downtown. But I'm here to tell you, if these apartments were available when I graduated from college, I would have been in them as quickly as I could. These are the types of apartments that people like me are looking for, to live with their sisters or by themselves or with a roommate from college, so that they have access to the downtown amenities as well as access to BART to get us to work. So I am excited about this. One more plug for universal access. We had a comment about that today. So I would like to see if that could be considered for this, for the market rate as well as the affordable homes. And I'm just really excited about this project. Thank you so much for listening to my comments.